Title: The Silence Test, 1998. If you are watching this recording, please remain calm. The following information was never intended for public release. In 1998, a series of unexplained disappearances occurred across 3 counties. The victims shared no known connections, different ages, different occupations, different lives. Investigators found only one common detail. Every victim reported hearing someone call their name from inside their home when nobody else was present. At first, authorities believed it was stress, auditory hallucinations, or prank calls. They were wrong. A classified experiment known as the silence test was conducted in June of that year. Volunteers were instructed to sit alone in a dark room and listen to complete silence for 30 minutes. 27 participants entered, only 26 left. The missing participant was identified as Daniel Reeves, age 28. The security footage was reviewed hundreds of times. At exactly 23 minutes and 11 seconds, Daniel looked toward the corner of the room. Then he smiled. Witnesses stated there was nothing there. Daniel began speaking to someone off camera. No audio was recorded. He stood from his chair, walked into the corner, and vanished. There was no distortion, no interruption, no malfunction. One frame he was there, the next frame he was gone. The experiment was terminated immediately. 3 days later, reports began spreading. People claimed they could hear loved ones calling them from empty rooms. Parents heard their children, children heard their parents. Some heard voices belonging to people who had been dead for years. Most ignored them, some answered. Those people were never seen again. Authorities created a simple guideline. If you hear your name spoken from an empty room, do not respond. Do not investigate. Do not acknowledge it, no matter who the voice sounds like. The phenomenon appeared to stop in late 1999. No further incidents were reported. The case was considered closed until last year. A homeowner in Ohio installed security cameras throughout his house after hearing footsteps at night. At 3:17 a.m., one camera captured something unusual. The footage showed the homeowner asleep on his couch. Several seconds later, a voice called his name from the hallway. The man sat upright. He looked directly toward the source. Then he froze. Frame-by-frame analysis revealed something investigators initially missed. Standing in the darkness of the hallway was a figure, over 7 feet tall, completely motionless. No facial features, no visible eyes, just a black shape darker than the surrounding darkness. As the homeowner stared at it, the figure slowly raised one arm. The footage ended. The man disappeared before officers arrived. No signs of forced entry were found. No evidence of a struggle. The case remains unsolved. Since the footage became public, viewers have reported hearing voices during playback. Most describe the same thing, a familiar voice, calling their name. Researchers believe the entity responsible for the original silence test incident may not be confined to physical locations. It may spread through observation, through recordings, through screens. If that is true, then by watching this archive, you may have already been exposed. If you hear someone call your name tonight, remember the protocol. Do not answer. Do not look toward the sound. And whatever you do, if the voice sounds exactly like your own, run. Signal lost. No further information available.